Have you ever had that feeling? You've got a whole week to finish a task that should only take maybe 2 hours, but somehow it ends up taking the entire week. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible force that causes that frustration. And more importantly, we'll talk about how you, as a leader, can finally beat it. I mean, just think about it for a second. You assign a task to your team. Let's say it's pulling together a sales report. Deep down, it's a few hours of solid work, but you give them 3 days, just to be safe. And like clockwork, what happens? It takes exactly 3 days. It's a classic scenario, a headache every manager from Mumbai to Bangalore knows way too well. So what's going on here? Is it magic? Is it just plain old procrastination? Well, not exactly. There's this invisible force at play. It's almost like a law of workplace physics that stretches and bends time to fit whatever deadline you give it. And the really cool part? This thing actually has a name. Okay, so it's time for the official diagnosis. What do we call this time-bending, deadline-stretching phenomenon? It's a powerful little concept called Parkinson's law. And trust me, once you understand it, you'll see it everywhere. It's the first step to getting your team's productivity back on track. So what is Parkinson's law? At its heart, it's a super simple but really profound idea. It says that work swells up to seem more important and more complicated based on the time we assign to it. It's a psychological game we play with ourselves, right? A longer deadline makes a task feel bigger, more intimidating. So we fill that extra time, not just with more work, but with stress, overthinking, and unnecessary revisions. Let's just repeat that, because it's the whole ballgame. Work expands to fill the time available. You give a project a week, it takes a week. You give that same exact project a day, and you know what? It often gets done in a day. The deadline itself is what's dictating the effort, not the task. And this chart right here, this shows you exactly what's happening. Look at that huge gap between the time you allotted and the actual effort that was needed. What fills that gap? You know what it is. It's busy work. It's those endless email chains. It's over-formatting a presentation. It's rewriting an intro for the 5th time. Having more time doesn't always mean better quality. A lot of the time, it just invites extra complexity. So if Parkinson's law is the diagnosis, what's the cure? Well, the good news is there is a very practical prescription. It's a tactic you can start using pretty much immediately to create some healthy pressure and get your team laser-focused on what actually moves the needle. All right, let's make this super real. I want you to meet Priya. She's a sales head based in Gurgaon. Now, Priya used to give her team 2 full weeks to get the quarterly sales forecast ready. And every single time, it was a chaotic scramble right at the end. But this quarter, she decided to try something completely different. Priya used this simple 4-step model. First, she got her team to estimate how long the forecast would actually take if they had no distractions. Then, step 2, she set a much tighter deadline, just 4 days instead of the usual 2 weeks. This immediately forced everyone to drop the fluff and focus only on the most critical data. And guess what? They finished it with time to spare. Afterwards, they reviewed the process, and the result was a sharper, more focused forecast, all because that deliberate time constraint created incredible clarity. Now, hold on. This is a seriously powerful tool, but it's not a magic hammer you can use on every single problem. If you apply this kind of pressure without thinking it through, it can really backfire. So you have to know when to use it and, maybe even more importantly, when not to. This is the cheat sheet. You want to use this tactic for those tasks that tend to drift, the ones where perfectionism gets in the way of just getting it done. It's perfect for internal reports or presentations where the timelines are a bit flexible. But, and this is a big but, you have to avoid it for work that is genuinely complex, the stuff that needs deep thought or real creative problem solving. True innovation needs room to breathe, not a stopwatch ticking in the background. The goal here is to create focus, not to cause burnout. Okay, that's enough theory for one day. Now it's time to actually put this into practice. I've got a simple, super low-stakes experiment that you can run for yourself, maybe even this week. So, here's your challenge. I want you to pick just one task from your own to-do list. It could be anything, prepping for a team meeting, drafting a client email, whatever. Now, give yourself half. That's right, 50% of the time you would normally give it. That constraint, that's your new superpower. It's going to force you to ditch perfectionism, make decisions faster, and focus only on the things that deliver most of the value. Seriously, just try it. And really, that brings us to the most important question of all. This isn't just about working faster. It's about what you gain when you start reclaiming your time. What are you going to do with it? Will you use it for more strategic thinking? For mentoring someone on your team? Or maybe just maybe, you'll use it to finish your work on time and get home to your family. See, the real goal here isn't just about efficiency, it's about opportunity. What will you do with yours?